Welcome. Come on up. We're going to start standing for a mostly standing active practice. You can have a couple of blocks if you like to have blocks for lunges and such. And then come on up to the top of your mat. You might take a moment to kind of shake out or roll around a little bit before settling into Tadasana. And using these first 60 seconds or so, really just to orient, feel yourself in space, attune. How am I right now? How am I even doing? Right? How often do we just pause and ask, how are you in here? And really, the whole rest of the practice might be that question, or it might be an elongated arrival of all of yourself into this body, into this moment. Bend your knees a little bit. Let your weight shift just slightly into your heels. Starting to feel yourself a little more solidly where you are. Bring your hands onto your belly, hands on either side of the low belly. And feeling here, center, where all movement comes from. So like a starfish or an octopus. All movement radiating out from this place. Imagine lifting your ribs up off of your midsection. Not arcing back, but coming straight up, full rib cage lift. Let your shoulders release. And then helium in your head. Let your head get really light and float. So we're making space today. We're putting ourselves back together. Bring your hands together and then reach up through center like a sprout. Dive down. Umpire or forward hang. Into a half lift. Back into Uttanasana or umpire. Soft knees will come back out and up. Hands together at the chest. And then again, find that sprout, that spring up and dive down. A little bit of a half lift, lengthen out, slightly tuck your chin. Back into the fold or the umpire. Back out and up. Hands to the heart. And again, spring forth, out and up. And then salute, diving down. A half lift. This time back into the fold, and then we'll step back with the right leg for a lunge. When you find your feet sweep on up, take your arms into a T with your palms forward and turn your body to the left. Back of the left hand presses back. And then sweep that back arm down, forward and up, back into the lunge. And then hands down, step forward. Half lift. Dive down. Sweep out wide, rise. Hands together. A little bit in your heels here. Spring up. Sweep out, wide dive. Half lift. Release, and we'll go back with the left leg. When you find your feet, come on up. Arms out, palms forward, and turn like a big helicopter to the right. Any amount. Press the back of the right hand back. Release your shoulders wide. Sweep that back arm down, forward and up, high lunge. And then come on down and step forward. Half lift. From your half lift, come the rest of the way up. And hands together. From the heart up, diving down. Half lift. And then releasing, left leg back. Come on up. Big T arms again, turn to the right. This time, keep your big T arms turned back to center, and then turn to the left and pivot that back heel down for warrior two. Come in and out of the front knee a few times. You can pair that with lifting and lowering the arms. And then settle into warrior two. Turn your palms up, and then pull a little forward and back. Still in your warrior legs, press that front shin forward. Palms up. And then pull back and let that back hand find the back thigh, front arm up and over. Big cartwheel from your center, from your axis, coming down, hands on the blocks. Keep the wide step. Just pull your right sitting bone back and bow to that front leg. You could walk your blocks forward a little bit if you want the feeling of elongating the sides of the body. So right sitting bone pulls back, arms reach forward, chest reaches forward. And then bring the blocks back, bend that front knee, step up into the fold, half lift, back into the fold. And then we'll come back up, and we're going to go right back down. Half lift, and then release, right leg back. Find your feet, come on up, big T arms, palms forward, turn to the left. And then your little helicopter comes back to center and turn to the right, hop open, warrior two. Find that kind of seaweed loosening movement, reaching forward through the front fingers and then back through the back fingers. But stay in the lunge, really stay in your legs, stable in the legs so the upper body can be free. And then find warrior two, palms up. Come in and out of the front knee bend. I think we did that in a different order last time, but that's okay. And then stay in warrior two. Pull back through the back fingers, lower the hand, and then up and over with the top arm. Big cartwheel now, like spokes of the wheel. Hands come down. Pull your left sitting bone back. Maybe walk your arms forward. So feel the multi-directionality of this. Tail back, left sitting bone back. Chin tucks into the throat slightly. So there's the backward movement. And then the forward movement is the arms, the breastbone, the back of the crown of the head, and the front leg. And then bring the blocks back, bend the knee, step on up. Half lift, back into the fold. Reverse dive, come on up, and hands to the heart. Let's do another full salute, arms up. Sweep them wide, come on down. Half lift, feel the energy you're generating with the movement, back into the fold. Let's do the right leg back again. Come on up. Open to warrior two. And then pull back through the back fingers as you press forward with the front shin. Then straighten the front leg and pull the left sitting bone back as you reach forward with the left fingers. And then reverse that. So you're going to bend the knee, reach back, straighten the leg, reach forward. So it's like you're teasing triangle and reverse warrior, but we're not going to do them. We're just kind of massaging and seeing what it might be like. And then come back into warrior two. And dive it down. This time, bring that left hand block inside of the left leg. And then again, straighten that left leg, pull the sitting bone back. You can walk the hands forward here if you want to. And then we're going to bend that knee and come toward lizard. Now you can be on or off of the back knee. Keep pulling the left sitting bone back. And you could choose to lower your forearms to block or the floor. Chin slightly into the throat. Lift the back of your head a little bit. It's a very subtle movement. Give your abdominal organs a little bit of a hug here and send your chest forward through your arms. If you're on your forearms, come on up. Bring your hands and or your blocks a little closer together at center. And then come off of your back knee if you're on it. And we're going to push forward to the outside of the blocks. So your feet are wide, hands and blocks in the middle. Now sit deep. Toes are forward. Sit deep, 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 like you've got a big kangaroo tail back there and you're going to lean on it. Let your chest lift to about parallel with the ground. And then bring your arms out into that big T with your palms down. Keep the upper back wide, but lift the backs of the hands. Keep sitting back and tuck your chin a little bit, lift the back of the head. If you want to make this more challenging, take your arms overhead and lift your thumbs toward the ceiling. One more breath. And then hands come down. Lift your tail. Ooh, shake that out a little bit. If you've got your blocks in the middle, take them wide, toe heel your feet back in. And then reverse dive, come on up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Second half of the salutation, come up, free fall. Half lift. Back into the fold, this time left leg back. Hopping open, warrior two. And then we're doing that little slidey. Front knee forward, back fingers back. And then front knee straightens, reach forward. So slipping and sliding here. Still stable, still rooted in the lower body, but really loose and soft and free in the upper body. Everything, of course, coming from center. Feeling little hints of triangle, little hints of reverse, and then staying in the center, warrior two, and then cartwheel, hands on the blocks. Take right hand block inside of right leg, toe heel that right foot a little wide, and then pull the right sitting bone back. A little hamstring stretch. You could walk your arms forward if you want. And then bend that knee and bring the blocks or your hands right under your shoulders for lizard. On or off the back knee. Your forearms could lower to blocks or to the floor. Couple of breaths here. Now we've all seen those little lizards in the sun, right? And they stretch out really long and then they do their little push-ups, little lizard chaturangas. You can always do a couple lizard chaturangas here. But they keep their backs really broad, right? They don't round their back and let their head fall off. Everything is in a long, integrated line. Be like a lizard. Okay, one more exhale. And then if you're on your forearms, come up to your hands. If you're on your back knee, tuck your toes, come off. Bring your blocks or your hands together at the center and then step that back foot to the left. Now this time we're going to come into malasana. You can turn your toes out a little bit and just come down. I'm actually going to use my blocks. I'm going to turn them on their highest height, bring them together, put them back underneath, and then sit down on them because that just feels good. You don't have to use your blocks. You could be in malasana. Elbows, if you're in this version, could be on the knees for something a little softer, or you can have your arms down inside of your legs, palms together. And then press out with your arms, but squeeze in with your legs and feel that beautiful circuitry, that energy, your own energetic container that you're creating here. Again, your collar is wide, breastbone lifts. Slightly tuck the chin and take the head back. We're really building back body strength for strong, elegant posture, aligned neck. Another breath here. 2 ways you could get out. You could stand straight up, or you could have your hands on the floor and then tip forward. You choose. Either way, we're eventually going to come up to Tadasana. So you can stand up, bring your feet back underneath you, arms at the sides. Feel your breathing. Feel the ground, the support of the ground. Feel the fullness of your body, embodied. Maybe the eyes are open, maybe they're closed. Take another moment here, feeling the beat of your heart. Okay, and right here we're going to move into tree, Vrikshasana. So shift onto either leg, and then turn the opposite knee out. You can keep your toes on the floor. Bring that inner foot to inner calf, the foot to inner calf or above the knee, whatever you like. Arms could be out wide. Sometimes that helps balance. They could be together. They could reach like branches, symmetrical or asymmetrical. Try giving a little more weight to your heel and imagining a little bit of that third leg, that tail behind you again. Sometimes we tend to push forward to the top of the foot in this pose. It can create some pressure in the hip and in the knee. So what if you softened the knee a little bit and relied more on that third leg behind you? Where's your helium head? You might be coming in and out. It might be time to release. You can shake the leg, come back down. Then we'll change sides. Take your time. Really feel the spaciousness of time here. Not using the practice to be another place of like check boxes or a to-do list, but feeling the freedom, the agency, the enjoyment, the joy. It's not always like that, but perhaps in moments. When the timing feels right for you, coming back to Tadasana, taking a moment to find pause there again, fill out your skin, just feel yourself, be with yourself. And then we'll shake off. Shake like a wet dog. And we'll transition down onto the back. So you can move your blocks if they're on your mat. Come on down. Bring your legs in toward your chest. Simple knee hug, Apanasana. And then use your hands on either sides of the legs to toss your legs side to side a couple times. Hands like catcher's mitts. And sometimes I'll play with where the legs are, like a little closer toward the torso, gives me more of a back massage. But then orienting the legs a little bit away from the belly, I get a little bit more of a pelvis, back of the pelvis massage. So, you can kind of play there. And then coming back to center, putting the feet down. It's always good to have even just a small bridge before Shavasana to realign and neutralize the sacrum, the sacroiliac joints. So arms down at the sides, palms down. Press the backs of the shoulders gently down. We've been doing all this great back strengthening. Why stop now? Feet pressed down, send your knees forward, and lift up any amount. So it doesn't have to be, we're not doing it for like a big, strength bridge. We're just doing it for a little realignment. Feel the evenness between your 2 feet. Let your brain get a little bit heavy here. Soft through your face. And then slowly lower down. You could take your arms just out to the sides of the body. Turn the palms in or even slightly up. And then you could rest your knees together or take your legs out long. We'll take a few moments of integration in Shavasana. Really staying with yourself, even when it gets quiet and still. Feeling the softening, the release. If you have a few more minutes, you might stay. Give yourself the sweet gift of rest. If this feels like the correct time, you might start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, bend, stretch in any way that feels good, and allow your senses to open. Sound, sensitizing your skin, maybe even aware of the light, the shades of light, and maybe even color if your eyes open. And eventually onto a side, and then take your time finding a seat. And whenever it is, now or later, that you cross this threshold of practice out into the rest of your day, give yourself a moment of pause. This is a really tender transition. You can observe the ways that you might feel different. We don't even have to call it better or worse. We can just call it different. You're different than you were when you started. Hopefully, maybe it's magically a little more realigned, a little more recalibrated. Yeah? Let your hands come together. You can stay here in this observation meditation as long as you like. I'm bowing to you. Thanks so much for practicing together, and I'll see you next time.